What is up, guys? Drew Martin here, talking Saturday, January 17th, college basketball card. Got two games I really like. Both favorites both going off at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Both happen to be on the ESPN networks. One off the radar on ESPN Plus, the other one on ESPN. That's kind of the mothership ESPN, the regular ESPN. But first one, we'll go off the radar here. Vermont hosting Maine. That's the Maine Black Bears catching 17.5, 124.5 being the total. And I actually like the favorite here, guys. The Vermont Catamounts at home in Burlington, Vermont. Couple reasons why. One, when you're looking at the Maine squad, sometimes in college basketball, just as important as it is to figure out, the really talented teams to bet on, sometimes it's actually even more easily to make money in college basketball, picking out the really bad teams and just betting against them. And I actually got Maine here slotted as one of those teams. Their offensive efficiency numbers are terrible. They're just shooting 54% from the free throw line. And talking about offensive efficiency, they're actually number 352 according to Ken Pom. It's kind of hard to keep up with how many teams are actually playing this year due to COVID, everything, obviously what I'm talking about in terms of what's happening this year in the world. But they're either one of the worst or maybe even the worst team in terms of offensive efficiency in the whole country. So having to go up against Vermont here, which is the number one team in the American East Conference. John Becker's really had it rolling for a couple years now. In Burlington, they've been the representative for this conference in the tournament multiple times. 77% from the free throw line, top 100 in field goal percentage, turnover percentage, and three-point defense. I bring up three-point defense because when you look for a huge underdog here to stay within the number, you're really looking for them to heat up from behind the arc and really cash their threes. I just don't see that happening. Vermont's playing defense right now. Plus the fact you ask yourself, is Vermont motivated to cover this spread? Just last game out against Binghamton on the road. They're back at home here as a big favorite, but on the road last game out, they won the game by 40 points over Binghamton. So overall, guys, I think there's just too much pointing here towards the Vermont side. I laid the 17.5. We got another one. They're both going at 2 p.m. here. This one in the SEC, Kentucky at Auburn. Auburn minus 1.5, 143 the total in Auburn, Alabama. This is a Kentucky team just 4-7 on the season. Now, John Calipari, a good coach in college basketball. I would look for them to play better towards the stretch of the season, but right now I'm really looking to bet against them. I know they had that win against Florida, but Florida without their best player, I'm not sure how much I put into that. In Auburn, actually, as a sports bettors, we're always looking for change, change towards the positive in terms of betting on a team. We find it here with the Auburn Tigers with Cooper, their point guard, coming back. He's only been back for 2 games, guys, and he's averaged 27 points in those games against Auburn and Georgia. I know it's college basketball, not college football when you're talking, Alabama and Georgia. But, basketball-wise, Alabama's actually pretty good. Georgia's a top 100 team as well. And they actually beat Georgia and just lost to Alabama by only 4 points. So Cooper makes a huge difference here. Auburn just having to lay 1.5 points. And another reason why Auburn's been, not very good this year, I believe just 7-6 on the season, is their offensive steal percentage is terrible. This year, they're a 300 team in terms of turning it over. With Cooper back, handling the point guard position, I see Auburn actually bouncing back in a pretty much pick 'em price here, minus 1.5. I think Auburn beats down Kentucky at home. Not necessarily beats them down, but does cover the 1.5 here. So laid minus 1.5 with Auburn at home, and also Vermont minus 17.5 is big winners against one of the worst teams in college basketball, guys, the Maine Black Bears. So I'm Drew Martin on Twitter at Drew Martin Bets. Huge shout out to Odds Checker for making this video happen. Check them out, oddschecker.com. If you're tailing, best of luck, guys, on Saturday with Vermont minus 17.5 and Auburn minus 1.5.